Virginia smoke. OVS, Old Virginia smoke. OVS, Old Virginia smoke. OVS, Old Virginia smoke. Old Virginia.
My name is Luke Darnell, pitmaster of Old Virginia Smoke Barbecue, and I'm here to tell you about my new online class available at barbecuechamps.com. This is a 100% tell-all competition barbecue class from yours truly, available online. It is a masterclass with 34 high-definition tell-all online competition barbecue videos that can be watched anytime, and they do not expire. They are packed full of pro tips, techniques, and recipes that will show you how to take your barbecue to the next level. These 34 barbecue cooking videos total 7 hours and will show you everything that you need to take your competition cooking to a level that you never thought was possible. We've already heard from several teams that have bought our classes and have already seen success and gotten their first calls. So this is something that brings me a lot of joy in sharing my knowledge and seeing people be successful with it. So are you ready to take your competition and backyard cooking to the next level? What are you waiting for? Just go ahead and go to barbecuechamps.com and find Luke Darnell, Old Virginia Smoke. We hope you learn a lot and enjoy these videos and have as much fun cooking these recipes as we had making them. This podcast is brought to you by barbecuedata.com. Barbecuedata.com is your one-stop shop for all of your barbecue competition data. If you're looking for historical data, calls, wins, and have the ability to track your progress in every meet, Barbecue Data has everything under one roof. It's a great way not only to track yourself in the standings, but also to track how you improve your scores from year to year. This week, I've actually taken a step further, and we're able to see what recipes were working in the past 3 years. Pretty cool when you have access to that kind of data. Listeners of this podcast can receive 20% off of a new subscription to barbecuedata.com with the code PITPOD, all capital letters PITPOD, one word. Use data to score better. Track your competition barbecue progress on barbecuedata.com. Welcome, everybody, to Pitmaster, an Old Virginia Smoke podcast. My name is Luke Darnell. Welcome back for the 2026 barbecue season. And we're going to start with a guy who I spent a lot of time with in the beginning of the year, Mr. Tillman Nelson of Tillman's Barbecue. How you doing, bud?
Good. Thanks for having me on.
It's one of the things I love about barbecue are the stories that you create from knowing people all over the country. And you and I had a really good experience down in Florida one night. It was a lot of fun. We were in the Tampa Bay area, just happened to both be in that area at the same time because you're from more south.
Yeah.
And we hooked up with the Carter brother and headed out to have a nice dinner in Tampa.
That was crazy. It was a good time for sure. Good times.
I was staying in not the best of Airbnbs.
Man, we started going through, Jared picked me up and I'm like, okay, where are we going? I figured you were just around the corner. I've never been in downtown Tampa Bay.
Me neither.
As sad as I'm 3 hours south. I have no excuses. And he picks me up and we're going off the beaten path. And I'm like, well, I'm glad you know where you're going. And then we get into this area and I'm starting to see like car lifts outside, the shops where the car lifts are outside. They're not a covered car lift shop. Bars on windows and things are starting to get a little scary. It was pretty funny.
Yeah, I didn't check with any locals when I booked my Airbnb, and I was staying in a neighborhood that, I don't know, it was nothing like that ever really scares me or troubles me, but I got a lot of looks driving in there, and it was just funny when you two rolled up in Jared's giant truck, and then when you guys brought me back and we turned on all the lights, that was terrible.
Yeah. The car sitting there, it kind of sketched us all out. I'm like, why is this car just sitting here idling and there's a bunch of people just hanging out waiting? It was pretty.
Yeah, it was fun. I love all those experiences. We had a great meal.
Yes.
And it was good to spend time with you down there. So you've been killing it this year, buddy.
Thanks, man. Well, I'm trying to keep up with you.
I had to get out of Florida to start doing good.
I tell you, yeah, I mean, I've been doing a lot more KCBS, and it's been a learning curve for sure in some aspects, just different. I don't change anything. Just trying to get used to the judging and the way things shake out. The past few contests, it's been up and down. It's been interesting for sure.
What do you think the biggest differences are between doing a Florida Barbecue Association event versus a KCBS event?
I think it's just the taste score is taste, which I don't want to give away too many of these. Some of these guys should know this already, but I'm going to say it anyways. Taste is king, as we know in KCBS, where in FBA, tenderness is actually a little heavier than taste, weighted wise. So that's the first one. Second, that half point is a deal breaker. I mean, it's nice to have the half point score where, you know, that Mr. Malloy said, get ready for that 9-8 drop, you know, and he wasn't lying.
Yeah, so. That's true. But the taste thing, it's interesting you bring that up. Because we had an experience this weekend where we didn't put together the best looking brisket box in the world. Right. It was actually a Greek tragedy, and we had to make some decisions. And I mean, it tasted amazing. Tenderness was perfect, but I only had 5, and I had to manufacture a 6-piece, and we stuck it in there, and we were showing the box to people afterwards, and they would look at me in disbelief, like there's no way that you actually did that. I'm like, I swear to God, we did, and we ended up winning brisket.
No way.
Yeah. So that's a great learning thing to fire up the podcast with, is that you know, taste. It's got to eat good, and it's got to taste good, and that's a big deal. That's neat that's one of the things that you picked up on between differences between the two.
Yes, and I mean, it's not like I just started KCBS. I mean, we dabbled in it years ago. I started in 2018, but the past 2 years, I've really turned it up with KCBS, and I'm trying to get out of Florida more and do more of it. And learning about that taste score was a huge thing, and overcoming the 9-8 drop, you know. But I want to hear about this manufactured slice deal. Like, what was that about? You got to tell me.
All right, fine. I'm not going to show the box because I don't believe in that.
Okay.
I've never posted a box. I'm never going to.
I know. I don't rarely do it either.
Yeah. So I had cut probably 8, right? And then I pulled one for us to taste. In hindsight, I pulled from the wrong side.
Yep.
Because that one should have went in.
Yep.
I then went to pick up the 6th slice. It fell apart. And I set my knife down, and it sat down on the 7th slice and broke it.
Oh, man.
So now, I mean, I'm trimming them down pretty small, right?
Yep.
And so I grabbed one of the butt ends, and I'm trying to get a slice out of the dude. And if the slices were this big, this one was this big.
Oh, man.
And kind of gnarled at the edge.
Yeah.
And I looked at Kim and I said, that's what we got.
It's got to go in.
It's got to go in. Like, we don't have time to do something fancy, but.
So you had 5 maybe like this wide, and the one maybe in the back was like that wide.
I left it up front.
That's kind of cool idea, because then it makes it kind of look, hey, you know.
And I didn't hide from it. And we actually had a judge cooking with us.
That's cool.
And he said, I love that you didn't hide from that. You just put it right front and center. He goes, and I was like, dude, that I know it was good, but that box isn't getting a call. Like, I'm sorry. And we're sitting at awards, and I'm checked out when they're going through brisket. I'm not even paying attention because I'm talking to this couple behind me, and they're like, aren't you going to pay attention? I'm like, no, because we're not going to call, and then we win. And a few people that I'd show the box to were just flabbergasted. They were like, that's insane. But Childs, I showed him the box, and he said something that I thought was pretty interesting. He said, that just goes to show you that sometimes they get the judging right, and that
That's
they
true.
judge that the right way. And that was a pretty cool comment from him.
Yeah, I agree.
And it got all nines in appearance.
That's even better. I mean,
Straight nines.
why? I don't know. We see a lot of appearance things and try to figure out why. Like if it looks appetizing, I'm pretty sure the criteria is similar to FBA. If it looks appetizing and it looks like the pitmaster took their time to make it presentable. I mean,
Right.
So why are we're judging gloppy sauce sometimes? We're getting hammered for the sauce is too thin, brush strokes. I mean,
yeah. And Kim was jamming kale around this thing to try and hide it. Like it was pure 70s Bush, man. It was like just popping out of there. And, and we laughed about it the whole time. We didn't stress out.
Right. That's good.
We talked about that last night. We were like, that's the first time that something like that has happened to us where there wasn't really a feeling of dread. It was more funny. And it's like, let's just roll with what we got. So,
yeah.
It's one of those things that I learned early in one of the early classes that I took, that you never give up on a meet.
That's right.
You always have a chance to do something to make it better. So
that's right.
Yeah,
I agree.
It was good to put that in action.
No, that's great. Good stuff.
So
that's awesome.
So you are one of my favorite people down in Florida, purely because you are fun to be around and you have a confidence about you when you're at a contest. Where does that confidence come from?
Man, I don't know that I feel like I'm confident, but I appreciate that.
You seem very just assured in your environment, even when shit's going bad. You seem to just keep it together. Like at where were we? Haines City, when just everything went bad with the motorhome.
Yeah, that was a rough one.
But you still had a decent cook. I mean, it's.
I felt like I had a decent cook, but
we all did.
me and you. I mean, when Darren comes up and says, "Oh, I didn't realize you were here" at the end of awards, that's always, and then he pulled. Well, let's see the sheets, and we looked at the sheets, and we just start laughing about how all of us were in the back half, and we were all landed on this table, and then at that point it was actually pretty funny. It made me feel a lot better and kind of chuckle about it, with you guys. So
you had to laugh because we were all sitting there going, "Did you hit that? Which one did you hit it on?" Oh,
yeah.
Oh, yeah. And but still, in that moment, you weren't crushed. You were right. You were Tillman. Where does that come from?
I want to say we've been doing this for so long, and a lot. I don't think a lot of people realize that I started in 2013 doing this and changed setups a million times. And, of course, we only did 5 or 6 a year then. But, we sat on our hands all the time. Like, that was just the learning. Right. I jumped right into pro. There was no backyard. I didn't know there was. And that was it. And so over the years, it's like just take it on the chin. And the only way, I've said this before, you never give up in this game. And the only way you're going to get better is to try and dissect what you did and learn from it. So like even Haines City, I'm going, well, I thought I had a good cook. They didn't like it. Something had to happen in there. Maybe, because I was already disheveled from all the bus problems and the electrical issues and all that. So I don't know. I think it might just be the outlook that I've been able to develop doing this game over the years.
And that's a good thing too, because you see a lot of people that get into this, and once they get through their first first bout of adversity, when things aren't going your way, and that is it's a hard thing to deal with that first time. But
Right.
having been doing this since 2013, I'm sure, that's the same year we started. We've gone through it several times. I'm sure you have.
Yeah, that's the key of this game. And I tell a lot of newer teams that come out, don't get discouraged. That's part of the winning strategy, is how to overcome any obstacles on the fly, just like you just talked about with the brisket. You know what I mean? It's just those types of things that hit you head on. You got to be able to get through them. So,
and it's like it's not gonna. It's not going to come naturally to you. Problems like you have got to have gone through some level of it before.
Oh yeah,
and that only comes from cooking. I just looked at. I feel like we're talking a lot about me, but this is an interesting
good. Yeah.
Cooking this weekend up in New York, and this will be our 300th contest.
I was going to bring that up. Starting in 2013, I had to count how many I've got, and I started counting, and I'm like, wait, that's it? I was kind of upset. I'm like, this is crazy. I think I've only got 105 under my belt, somewhere around that number, unless I'm missing score sheets or something. But I feel like it's been so many. But like I said in the beginning, I didn't cook as many. I think a lot of the struggle with Florida is we're so south. It's hard to get. If there's none going on in Florida, it's 7-8 hours for me to get out of the state.
Yeah.
But
you already stole one of my questions, because I was like, you mentioned earlier getting out of Florida, like that's harder for you to do.
Yeah.
Because of your location, you're South Florida, like you're 8 hours just to get out of the state.
Yeah. And it's funny because I've gone up to different classes, like Travis Clark's class, and talking to other guys and other teams, and they're like, oh yeah, we shoot over to Pennsylvania, and then we shoot over here, and I'm like, man, you guys drive a lot. Oh, it's only 4 hours, and I'm like, damn it, man, that's freaking not fair. It takes me Panama is all the way up in the bend, and that's a 10-11 hour ride for us. It's nuts.
And you don't leave the state.
That's not even leaving the state. Yeah. So, I mean, we were going to do Boss Hog actually this coming in 2 weeks, and I had to back out with a bunch of, it's just been so repeated. I mean, but I was doing the math on it, and it was only going to be about 10 hours away. But with the fuel prices right now, it's going to be $1,000 in fuel for me to go round trip. And I'm like,
wow, dude.
But I already kind of figured that was going to happen anyways, but I don't know.
You ever thought about doing the whole fly in and borrow stuff?
I was just going to say that. So I took Brad's class. I know we posted some pictures here and there, and I told him one of my reasons I want to be there is I want to see how he pulls it off, being able to fly in. I mean, I don't cook on 4 drums, but I can, and it would definitely change up my program. But just talking to Amy, as a matter of fact, today I was going through the schedule to see, okay, where could I fly out? What contest could I hit and try it for the first time? So I'm going to be trying it at some point. So I'm going to have to borrow some drums, and I'll probably call Darren or Brad and be like, hey, tell me how you did that again. Like, hopefully they'll, shed some light on me. I need to, stuff like that.
They definitely will. And it's actually one of the podcasts I wanted to put together is bringing on maybe those two and maybe some other people that do it all the time, and just kind of like do a deep dive on the logistics of doing that. And I mean, one of the best things though is that the barbecue network out there is vast, and you can generally find stuff, or find a team that's not cooking, or a backyard team, and be like, hey, you want to roll this weekend? And bring your outlaw over here and let's go. And
that's the thing. I was thinking that too. I mean, there's plenty of guys with outlaw cart models that probably wouldn't mind, and maybe in return they can come hang out and cook with me. I don't know. And I was thinking about putting it out there. I just haven't picked the contest that I was able to do it yet. So
yeah, man, that's that's maybe the next move. Get some Tillman out in the world.
I would be great. I did the Kansas City run, of course, but that's just going to the Royal. I want to do some other, we did the Jack the 1 year, but we don't want to talk about the results from that one.
I'm aware of that situation. So your career outside of barbecue, how has that prepared you to be a pit master on the competition trail?
Man, that's funny. So it's kind of I'll try to make it quick. I started in the automotive world, detailing, washing cars out of high school. And then same company. Then I got into the mechanics part of it, went to a program and did that for a few years and started working on cars. And I was with the same company from 97 all the way up until this year, 26. So 28 years with this company, washing cars and working on cars. And then I got into the extended warranty section where I'm answering calls from shops that are trying to get claims approved. And anyways, I think it helped me because I can work on the bus, when I need to. Mechanically, I can handle that stuff. And anything that happens on the fly when you're driving, or even when you get to a spot, there's always something you got to attend to or fix, not just on the bus, but in the barbecue rig.
Oh gosh, always.
Yeah, always. You know how it goes. Matter of fact, the toilet broke. Don't get me started. I need it in 3 days. I need the bus in 3 days, and I can't even fix this thing. So I don't know how I'm going to do that. That's another story for another podcast. But
we could spend a whole podcast talking about that. Dude.
That is very true. As far as getting me prepared, patience, I guess.
Attention to detail, probably too, I'd imagine.
Yeah, that's true. Attention to detail for sure. So, but it's interesting. I just resigned from that career of 28 years and that company that took care of me literally this year in January. I've been meaning to put it out there and make a big post about it, but I kind of held off for a little while, just letting it simmer first, because I have a lot of friends who still work there with me and stuff. So full time with Tillman's Barbecue now, which has been exciting and challenging and scary. Yeah, so
exciting, but you've also had a lot of success too. And that's one of the things, your barbecue sauce, that won best sauce on the planet, if I'm correct, a couple years ago.
In 23, yep.
First of all, congratulations on that. And second of all, it's fantastic.
Thanks, I appreciate it.
The Florida Gold. Man, that stuff is fantastic.
I appreciate it. Yeah, that one really took off, especially after the award. But whenever I do a taste challenge, it's like 99% of the time they love that one the most. It just hits all the flavor again, all the notes that you want. So, but it came back in 24 and won first place. It didn't win overall, but it won first place in the mustard category, which is cool. And then in 25, Competition Brew won first place in mild with a 180. So that was cool. I thought it was going to get best sauce again, but it lost to the drop score. So, but
9s and 8s.
This year was the first. I was going to make a post about this too, and I didn't do it. I was supposed to, but this was the first year I didn't get a call from the Royal after the contest. They end up calling if you get like a first place or something, and I was like kind of bummed. But 3 years in a row, come on.
Nobody really does that, man. That's pretty impressive.
It's just like barbecue. It lands on different tables, and you get different palates, and it's the way it is. So
yeah. But you've been super successful at that, man. And that's, it's been inspiring to me as somebody who's trying to get products out there and do that kind of stuff as well. And just to see where you've come from and what you've done with it, that's been fantastic to watch.
I appreciate it, man, for sure.
Yeah. So enough about Tillman, the success. Let's talk about some failures.
All right.
Do you have, I think that we've talked about it in terms of never giving up on a meat. Do you have a favorite failure of yours during a contest where you really learned something that's built you up for success moving forward? Yeah.
It was more recently too, and I posted about this too, and people were messing with me. I'll just crank it up. But out of 13 years of competing, I always woke up on time. And not because I'm a morning person, because I hate Yeah, and I think the number one thing I hate about barbecue is getting up at 5 a.m. Drives me nuts. I'm just not a morning person. Amy will tell you it's just the way it is. But I never woke up late. And what was it, in 24 now? I don't remember. 24, yeah, it must have been 2024 at Perry FBA contest. And my alarm went off, or my alarm didn't go off. I just popped up. I'm like, something's not right because I have way too much sleep. You know, I just had that feeling. And I looked down and the alarm's going off, but there's no sound coming out of the phone.
Oh.
And if Amy was here, she'd be laughing because I woke her up and I'm like, why is it 6:45? It was actually 6:46. Why is it 6:46? And she's like, I don't know, because it's 6:46. What are you doing? And I'm like, I don't know. Why isn't my alarm going off? She's like, who cares? Go out, get out here. So I ran out of the bus. I go back there, and this, I don't know if anybody, a lot of people might know this. Like I learned from Travis, well, you do a snake fire in your Jambo or Outlaw because it gives me a little bit longer sleep time. So I can just get out, the pit's already hot, throw a split on, and it'll just keep going. So I usually burn a bag of Kingsford overnight just to keep the pit hot. Well, all that burned down. So that was gone.
Oh.
And it was 7. By this time, it was 7 a.m. My meat would have been on by 5 already. So I'm 2 hours behind with the big meats. And I'm like, full panic mode. Cold beer was behind me. And they thought I was kidding. Because I'm like, why didn't you bang on my door? And then he sees me rip the lid off of the gateway. And it's like, he says I threw it across the, I don't remember. I ripped the gateway lid off. I don't know. I threw like a pile of coal in the Outlaw, borrowed their torch. They had a huge torch and we just got that ripping. But anyways, long story short, I just went into game mode. I was disheveled for sure. Like you said, you've never seen me. This was one that you would have been like, all right, Tillman's fired up now. So I got the pit rolling as hot as I could keep it. It was like 4.25. Just kept feeding it. Which, by the way, it ran such a clean fire that way. I almost just want to do that all the time.
It really does. But the hotter you get in those burners, man, it's very, very clean.
But I caught up. By the time stuff got color so fast, by the time it was wrap time, I really was caught up, and I couldn't believe it. The only thing that cost us was ribs. They got a little dark from the same situation, running it hotter. I should have wrapped them a little sooner. So we still ended up 10th overall and had some pretty good calls. So that's the story. It's pretty cool.
Yeah. So we have both alarms now, both phones.
Yeah, I have 3 alarms on my phone. And I check the volume every time because basically the volume was just turned down.
Yeah.
So
no, we set it on my phone and Kim's phone, and because we've had that happen.
Yeah, that's a crazy feeling.
That is, man. Let's switch gear a little bit to gear. What's one of the most worthwhile investments that you've made in competition barbecue?
I would say taking classes.
Yeah.
I mean, I remember when I started, I got a first contest out. I got a first place brisket. Oh, awesome. You know, it was just insane. You know that moment. And that's what's led us to all this debt and buses. But anyways, and then next contest, I'd get a call, and then I get a call here. And that went on for a few years. Just a couple, I get a call in this category and maybe this category, but nothing ever. I would never win a contest or anything. So once I started taking classes, it was like, oh, now it makes sense. Like the light bulb went off, and we didn't have our first win 10 years into the contest because of me being stubborn and saying, well, I'm getting calls. Why do I need to take a class? And at $1,000 a weekend or $1,500 a weekend, if you can't spend $700-800, or if you cook with me, it's $1,500. But whatever, anywhere between $1,500 $2,500, you learn so much to help you. You win that back within a few contests. On my first contest back from Travis Clark, we got our first grand, and it was all because I had this offset, and I still was putting meat in the wrong places on it. I couldn't figure out what was going on. Took his class. He's, profile, of course, was a lot too, but just figuring out where to place meat on the Outlaw was a game changer.
Yeah.
And I won the money back from that event immediately. So, I mean, from winning that event. So,
Yeah, I started every class like that. Like, this is your reason for being here. You pay attention, you learn, you get your money back real quick, and just don't share the information. That's my biggest thing.
Right. Well, I took Heath Ryle's class way back 2018, and he gave us this awesome book. I still got it. It's just this book that they put together. I knew how much time they had in it. And he goes, "Hey, I'm going to give you guys these books. You want to let your buddies take pictures. You want to make copies. That's your karma. You can have that barbecue karma if you want it." And I mean, that struck a good chord.
Yep.
I never shared it once. I just keep it now for memories. It's pretty cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So those are, that's an investment. What do you have any things that you've spent $100 on or less that has really positively affected your program?
Well, I'm known to be the gadget man. If you talk to my buddy Craig from Smoke Q, he'll tell you, he's like, every gadget that comes out, Tillman's got to buy it. So, the brisket caddies came out. I have 3 different variations of that. Of course, thermopens. I've got all different types of thermometers and thermopens. And
you bought all 3 brisket caddies?
I have, the adjustable 270. I've got the longer Anthony Minderman text. I don't remember which one they call it. It's long, but that's the one I use all the time now. Then I got the smaller version, probably like the size brisket you were cooking on the drum.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty funny. Oh, and while I was ordering the 270, I'm like, oh, they got these little you ever see the little stainless rib holder?
Oh yeah, I have.
It's got little handles on it. It looks like a brisket caddy, but it's for a rack of ribs. I haven't used them. I haven't used them one time. I bought them. I don't know why. I don't know. Like a gadget problem, I guess. But I mean, to answer your question, obviously the thermopen is, you got to have it. So you got to have multiple. I mean, the brisket caddy changed my brisket game for sure. Because I never wanted to dock. I'm not one of those guys that like to dock the sides.
Oh.
So that's kind of why it helped me. I kept having issues with the brisket coming out of shape and, doing that kind of thing. So, no,
not a docker.
No, even though if I do fly out and do a drum cook, I'm going to be a docker.
You
gotta be. Yep. I don't know.
Docker. Do you use a lot of technology in your cook at all? I mean, you mentioned a bunch of stuff. Do you have apps, programs that are really a big part of what you do?
I really don't anymore. So I did have I used to depend a lot on electrical, whether it's even like pellet cookers or temperature monitoring devices and such. And I got tired of things running my fire that the power goes out or a power flicker or whatever. I got tired of all that. So everything I'm running now is straight charcoal wood, no, gateway and an Outlaw.
Yep.
The only other thing I'm using is I'll use dot temperature probes. But other than that, I don't have any other apps or devices or anything like that I'm really using these days in my program.
Right on. Yeah, I think a lot of people are going back that way. You used to see the gurus and the stokers, and so you still see some of that. And but I told Kim, I'm like, I'm tired of all of this stuff. Just be here, like let's get back to the roots of this, and things got better. It made things better. Let's switch into people a little bit. I feel like you and I could have a podcast for like 7 hours, by the way.
Probably.
When you hear the word successful in terms of barbecue, who's the first person that comes to mind?
Darren Worth or Brad Leiniger, of course, those two. Travis Clark.
Yeah.
Those guys are. They just. I remember watching them just win. So lately, we've seen a lot of Darren, and it's been a lot of fun to get to know him well. Back, and I told him this before, I was kind of like all starstruck with him, when I first met him. I never met him because he wasn't coming to Florida back then when, in the earlier days of my career.
Right.
So all of a sudden he started coming down to do various cooks at times. And so I had my chance to meet him a little bit then. He didn't really know who I was at the time. So it was funny. But now that we've gotten to know him, it's been a lot of fun, and he's such a great guy. I mean, but yeah, him, Brad, taking his class, getting to know him, checking him, flying out to Branson, that was awesome. And now I get to see him too once in a while when he's down here, which I hate when those guys show up, or all you guys come down. I'm like, dang it. But, and then of course, Travis, I haven't seen Travis though, since I took his class. He was just kind of getting so busy with the restaurants. And now, I mean, it looks like he's dabbling a little bit. He did Houston, and then I just saw something. I don't know if he cooked again, but another reason for me to fly out that way. I'd love to get out there if he's cooking again or something. I don't know.
Yeah, he's really built a great business there.
Yeah, absolutely.
With his restaurant and everything. It's one of the main ones I haven't been to yet, so I need to get out there myself. When you have an issue with barbecue, whose counsel do you seek? Like, who's the mentor for the hair? Who is it? Who you calling?
So, well, it just depends. Tim Malloy, Backyard Bros.
Oh my gosh,
that guy, and he's gonna hear this, I'm sure, if he watches this podcast. But he knows a lot about a lot of different cook things. He's got connections all over the place. I don't understand how he's done it. Well, he's just a likable guy. He's a riot. But, so if there's something that I sent him a picture the other day, I'm like, take a look at this chicken. Tell me what you think, just stuff like that, and just to get an opinion. But that's probably the other guy. Plus, I talked to my core Florida guys, Keeping It Smoking, Justin, Jason, Smoking Ash, Steven and Billy, or Jim Elser. Like, we help each other out. We're battling it out against each other all the time, but you're
also there for each other. That's
yeah. I mean, we really will talk about color. Now they're still mad at me because I won't show them my pork box. I'm like, I'm not showing him. It's not happening. But we'll share food once in a while and talk about it, because there's certain things that they're just not hitting in anymore, or I'm not hitting in it, whatever. So it's pretty cool to have that camaraderie, awesome. But help.
Absolutely. It's good to have that community.
Absolutely.
You buy a lot of stuff, so I'm assuming that you are a superstitious person. You got any habits or rituals that you got to do?
Oh man, I am trying so hard to shake that. I'm like, I can't get it out of my head. I'm like, wait, I didn't do this last time and we really did good. And then I'll say to myself, you're an idiot, just stop, forget it. But well, there's one superstition that, I mean, is the show like PG-13 or R?
No, she's ours. You can get.
If Amy was here right now, and a lot of the Florida teams have heard this joke around, but Friday night we got to have our alone time. Friday night, it's got to happen. But so I'll get mad because she'll come in to do a KCBS contest with me, and she goes to start building greens boxes at like 9, and I'm like, honey, you're gonna be at least an hour, and we still gotta go. We still gotta spend some time together, and then gotta go to bed. Like, what's up, But now, so ever since the Royal, she didn't go to the Royal.
Right.
We had some success, as you did. We had some success, and now she first messaged, well, I guess Friday night ritual doesn't have to happen anymore. I'm like, oh. I just ruined that. Deal.
And I know who you were there with. I hope that ritual didn't get satisfied at the wrong.
You should have seen. One was sleeping on the cot here. We call him Angry Bear. Eric.
Oh yeah.
Curtis was on the couch, and that joke was going on all weekend. All right, who's sleeping with Tillman tonight? That kind of shit. I'm like, listen, I don't know if I can handle either one of you guys. You guys are big boys.
Angry Bear.
Bear.
That guy's amazing.
He is funny.
Oh my god. But is there any other rituals?
Yeah. So I have specific shoes that are right here. I wear those. Those get put on. I mean, they're nothing special. They're just my black slip-on Skechers. I gotta wear those. I got shorts. Some shorts I usually try to wear. A specific Tillman shirt. Yeah, there's some weird stuff going on.
You have a lot of stuff, right?
And there's
I was just thinking about this because you do have the same clothes on every time there's a contest.
I really do. If you saw me outside of barbecue, you probably wouldn't even recognize me.
I remember when we went to dinner in Tampa.
Oh yeah, you're like, wait, who's that guy? And I rolled down the window. I remember I was
That's
scared.
Cool.
That was funny.
I was on edge. Oh man, I got more than I bargained for out of the ritual question.
I know, my bad.
No, that's fantastic. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
So, crazy. Oh my gosh.
Well, all right. So back to the ritual question. Yeah. Torrey Island. So Amy showed up to Torrey Island, and that was the first time she had cooked with me in a couple of weeks, and we were doing okay, but we went to Torrey Island and had a killer cook and 3 perfect scores, and
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
So I think Darren said something. It's like Tim said something online. As soon as you see Amy running around with her leopard tights on and her rainbow Crocs, it's game on for Tillman. So that was kind of the funny joke. And so now there's a new tradition, but I can't reveal it yet. Maybe the next contest you'll see, but I don't want to ruin the surprise. I'm sure it'll make the internet.
It's amazing. That's amazing. So, you've been doing this for a long time, and what do you think the future of barbecue is? How do you see it progressing down the road?
Man, that's a good one. Well, the scores are getting higher, and a lot of controversy about, there's judges are just the judges feel pressure to give good scores, and I don't agree. I think that there is a lot of good classes out there, and there's a lot of information online, and there is teams coming out right out of the gate cooking good barbecue, and we're helping each other. We're sharing food. Like Jim, goes way back, Jim Elser, and he said we never used to share food, stuff like that. We just didn't do it, and so that being said, right, and I think so. When it comes to the future, I don't know where this is going to go, but I do feel like we might have to revisit scoring at some point. I don't know, because it's just getting. I mean, look at the 700s. We're getting. Ryan King was 6th place with a 7.0 something. Or Cole Beer was 5th with a 7 something. I was 4th with 7 something. It's like nuts. Yeah. At a 35 team contest.
But at the same time, I think you hit on something. Back when we both started, this information was not as readily available.
Right.
Like you couldn't get on a website and pay $400 and have a competition program 9 hours later.
Right.
You can do that now. And it's a program that works.
Yep.
And I just think that the information gap has shrunk so much that doesn't get enough credit in terms of, everyone is just better and they're smarter. And I think maybe there is something to revisiting how it's scored and that. But When someone mentions the judges are being pressured into scoring higher, I'm not buying that.
I don't either.
I've never heard a judge tell me where someone's told them that,
I know. Well,
only ace and nines or whatever. But
I think it's just, there's been a lot of, there's been a lot of back and forth on social media, and sometimes judges chime in and they get beat up on stuff and, verbally about how things, I think that's with the point that was being made. And I don't agree. I think that, no one knows what they're writing down. So why are they going to feel pressure to write down good or bad? They're going to do what they want to do. So,
right. But that's a great segue into our, I asked you like maybe 1/4 of the questions that I normally ask, but I knew that was going to happen because we were just going to talk anyway. So,
right.
But it does go right into my rapid fire questions, which I love these because what do you should have been. These are long-standing questions, and I will apologize to the listener right now. We've taken a little bit of a break. We've had a lot of stuff going on in the past year and a half, but we're going to get back to a regular cadence now. And I wanted to start with somebody who I really appreciate and enjoy. So thank you for being on. But I do want to know, first rapid fire question, what do you see about barbecue on social media that upsets or bothers you?
That upsets or bothers me?
Yeah. I haven't answered these in a while too, so maybe we'll do this together.
Well, I mean, there's definitely, I guess it's the just reading the comments on people's opinion. It's like someone will post a picture of a box and say that, what do you think happened here? What do you think? And then some of the comments, and I'm just like, what are you talking about? Like, what are you saying? That's the stuff. And I want to chime in, but it's not my personality. I don't need to go back and forth with someone I don't know. I also represent myself, a brand, and I'm not gonna, so
right.
I just keep it casual. But yeah, that's probably the way I'd answer that one. Did one of your cats just come through the door?
I don't have a cat.
That door just popped.
Oh, that's Odin. Odin the dog. Odin just popped in.
That was great.
God, you scared the shit out of me. I was like, cat? I don't have a cat. Yeah, that stuff. Social media in general bothers me. Yeah,
that's a good generalization. I should have generalized.
Yeah, I think box pictures in general, I'm not a fan of it. I don't think they need to be out there, but that's just me. Do you have a favorite pre, during, or post competition meal?
Yeah, I mean, in the FBA, if you win, you have to buy pizza for everybody. Now, I hate tradition. I do hate the tradition because if you don't do it, you feel like you'll have bad karma for the rest of the season. So you have to do it. And I have been fortunate over the past few years to buy a lot of pizza. Prior to the last few years, I was also fortunate to eat a lot of pizza. So I always make a joke about whoever it was at the time, Matt Barber, he would always win. Your pizza's great on Monday because I'd always steal a whole box for myself and eat it. But so pizza after a win.
That's awesome. Do you have a favorite present that you like to give to people?
These questions are killing me. Oh, man. I like to give my barbecue sauce to people, actually.
That's a perfect answer.
Yeah, I do.
And that's a great answer because it's a great product.
Thanks.
All right. Last one. If you could have a gigantic billboard anywhere with anything on it, getting a message out to millions of people, what would it say and why?
Well, of course, I wanted to say, buy Tillman's barbecue sauce.
Perfect.
And then a picture with my hair. I don't know. I'm kidding. We have this picture circulating in barbecue back in 2018 where I'm sleeping on a couch. They came in. The Carters probably have it. So I shouldn't even be bringing it up because it'll probably circulate the internet now. I was sleeping on Brian Coleman's couch in his fifth wheel. Those goons, Brian, Jared, and I think all of them were going into the bar, and I'm like, I'm going to bed. They came in at like 4 a.m. and woke me up, and I'm posing on the couch with no shirt on, and they had to take a picture of me. It's pretty funny. So, anyways, that picture with TillmansBarbecue.com, that would be it.
That's great, man. That's great. Well, we're going to have you come on for a round 2 because this was a lot of fun.
I'm always down for that. I appreciate it, man.
A lot of fun, man. Tell people where they can find you. I'm pretty sure you just said it.
Okay.
TillmansBarbecue.com.
That's true. Yeah, TillmansBBQ.com, or of course, all my socials are at TillmansBBQ.
Very cool, man. That is awesome. And thank you again for coming on, man. I can't wait to see you down the road. It's going to be exciting.
Yeah, man. I look forward to it. Hopefully I'll get up to something you're doing up there. I was looking at one in Virginia. What was it? What's that? With the bikes, they take the bikes down that mountain. Dang.
Oh gosh.
There's a contest named after it, and it was in Virginia. Yeah. Devil's Backbone.
Devil's Backbone.
Do you ever do that one?
Backbone. It's about an hour and a half from my house at an amazing brewery / campground. And it is it's right outside Charlottesville. It's beautiful. They had a double last year. Yeah, we did pretty good there. So
nice.
We always go to that one.
Maybe I'll fly out and hang out with you there. I don't know. Hey,
man. Would love to have you, buddy.
All right, cool. We'll talk about it. All right, man. All right. Appreciate it.
Thanks for being on.
Thanks for having me. Good to talk to you.
Thank you for listening to Pitmaster, an Old Virginia Smoke podcast. Be sure to subscribe and like the podcast, rate the podcast, and to share it out with your friends. Also, be sure to check out the Old Virginia Smoke TikTok as well. Old Virginia Smoke, one word. That's all you have to search for. It's hilarious. Tune in next week for another great episode of Pitmaster. For companies interested in advertising, please contact Old Virginia Smoke directly via www.oldvirginiasmoke.com. Pitmaster, an Old Virginia Smoke podcast, is edited by Chris Sedanka. Pitmaster, an Old Virginia Smoke podcast, is a property of Old Virginia Smoke, LLC.
Old Virginia Smoke. Old Virginia.